Hey everyone, this is Tiffany from Integral Movement, here for a little movement for your Sunday. Thinking doing a little bit of Pilates inspired movement, so it's gonna be a little bit more active, but still mostly kind of focused on just healthy movement and trying to get the spine moving in all different directions. I am gonna focus this one again more towards the prenatal population, but really anything that's done prenatally is accessible to a greater population of people, a greater age range of people. So feel free, even though it says prenatal on it, give it a try. It feels pretty good. Really all it means today is that we're not going to do anything lying on our bellies today. So really oriented towards ladies whose bellies have gotten to the point where lying on them is not accessible. So that said, let's come on up to standing. So movement loft, working with fun ceilings here. But once you come to standing, go ahead, just take a second and set your feet up so that they're parallel to each other and about hip width distance apart. And then for a second, just close your eyes and take a breath, because that's just good to do right now. And as you breathe, just connect yourself all the way down to your feet. Notice where you feel heaviest through your feet, where you feel most grounded. Yep. Notice if your pattern is to lock out your knees, soften your knees just a little bit so your pelvis can soften. That doesn't necessarily mean you're bending your knees. It's just a little bit of softness so that you're not hyperextending and dumping into your low back, especially since you've got babies pulling us forward anyway. So just taking a breath here. And then from here, we're just gonna do a nice easy roll down. Taking a breath in, and know that the further along you are with your baby, the wider your step might be, and that's fine. If you have blocks, totally an option to have blocks to hold on to as well, and that's just gonna give you a shorter range to play with. So taking a breath in, as you exhale, think of drawing your baby inwards towards your spine gently as you round downwards. Allow your knees to bend as you come towards the floor. And once your fingers touch or you're on blocks, let your head hang heavy. Keep that gentle lift of your baby in. And again, depending on how far along you are, you might walk your hands a little further out. And nod and shake your head. Another good way to let go of tension, let gravity do a little tractioning. And then we're just gonna bend the knees forward. Again, you may need to spread your legs a little wider so the baby bump can go between your legs. Gently look forward. You're not jamming your chin up, so it's just a gentle lift. Exhale, push the heels down. Look gently behind you. And inhale, bend. And exhale, lift. And inhale, bend. And exhale, lift. And one more time, inhale, bend, just kind of lubricating all the joints, ankles, knees, hips, and lift. And then from here, just gonna walk your hands forward and gently come onto your knees, on top of your toes. So set yourself up so that your hands are about shoulder width apart, your knees are about hip width distance apart. Again, when you're pregnant, your pelvis is widening, so take that into account. And if you've got some stuff going on with your wrist, feel free to walk your wrists a little further forward so there's less of an angle in your wrists. And then from here, again, we're just gonna take it to some breathing. As you inhale, reach your breastbone forward, let your chin nod towards your throat, lift your sit bones. Exhale, draw the sit bones down as you lift your baby up and in like you're giving your baby a nice hug. Let your head hang heavy rather than driving your chin in towards your throat, which can be a little excessive to the neck. Just let it hang, and then inhale, roll through the spine again. And exhale, round in. Good, and then getting the pelvic floor a little bit more involved. As you inhale, relax your pelvic floor. So think about relaxing all the sphincters at the bottom ends. Look forward. Remember, it's a gentle look, not a severe look. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor. Good, hug the baby up and in, let your head hang heavy. And then we come to neutral. Good. Going on to some baby lifts here. So I call them baby lifts. They're actually called all four abdominals. So exaggerating it a little bit here so you can see the baby. If I let all of my abdominals just hang out, I kind of dump in my back. So I don't want to get so tight in my abdominals that I round in my back, so we're not going into this cat position. It's much more subtle. We're going to take a breath in, let everything hang out. Imagine your baby hanging out in a hammock. Exhale, lift your abdominals just enough so you feel supported in your low back at your pelvis. Inhale, let everything hang. Exhale, lift up and in. Inhale, let it hang. Exhale. So yeah, there's a gentle rocking in your pelvis. Let it happen. Don't try to resist it. Inhale, hang. Exhale, lift it up and in. Good. Now, keep the baby gently lifted. So it's not like this is an on-off position. Imagine that there's a volume dial in there and you're trying to kind of find that perfect volume to support your low back. Now we're going to go into some sternum drops or sternum push-ups. So here, keeping the baby gently lifted in towards your spine, you're going to inhale, soften the breastbone down, let the shoulder blades draw together. Keep your elbows straight. Exhale, push into the palms, float the spine up so the spine is hovering almost between the shoulder blades, and give your shoulder blades a gentle reach towards your pelvis. Don't jam them down. You're just trying to keep the shoulder blades from doing this. So it's a gentle reach. And then again, we inhale, kind of collapse in on yourself. Exhale, lift it up. So I usually do about 3 to 5 of these. You can go as many as 10. And then we stabilize. So now we've got stable shoulder girdle, stable pelvis, supported spine. So we're gonna take it into our lateral cat-cows. So we're gonna hug into the right side body, look to the right hip, breathe into left ribs. Exhale, bring everything back to center. Inhale, hug to the left side body, left shoulder, left hip. Look gently to the left without causing strain to your neck, and bring it back. And again, we go to the side. And again, I'm going to do 3 sets of these today, but you can do more. And back and side bend. Inhaling to side bend, so you're opening up this side body as you compress into the opposite side. And back to center. Good. Give your wrist a little break. Just reach back, little child's pose, whatever feels good. But really, it's just to release the the wrists. Good. And then we're going to do a little bit of work. So back up onto all fours. Good. Find the stability of your shoulder girdles. Remember, we're not sinking, we're not rounding, we're neutral and full in the back body. Check in with your low back. There may be a gentle curve, but really we want to find support. So just lifting the baby bump up and in gently is really good abdominal work, not working the muscles that may split your rectus, but really working kind of deep internal transverse abdominal muscles. From here then, ground through your left hand and both of your knees, your shins, your ankles. Reach your right arm forward. You can play here. Inhale, reach the shoulder blade into the earlobe. Exhale, retract the shoulder blade away from the earlobe. So you're just playing with mobile, stable in the right shoulder as you work on stabilizing through 3 points. And reach, and again, you can do 3 to 5 of these. I'm just doing 3 today, and then rest it down. Re-anchor, level off if you feel like you have misaligned. And then we go to the other side. Reach the left arm forward, stabilizing through the legs and the right arm. Notice my elbow is not hyperextended. It's a little soft and pointed a little bit inwards. Again, baby bump, gently drawing in. We're not dumping here, so check that. A little lift, stay full in your low ribs. And then we add the breath. Inhale to reach. Exhale to retract. Inhale to reach. Exhale to retract. One more. Inhale to reach. Exhale to retract. And lower it down. Reach your hips back. Little stretch. And then we bring it back onto all fours. So now taking it to the legs, staying stable in the upper body. Tuck your right toes, reach your right leg back. With an inhale, lift your right leg up. Notice the temptation to roll the hip up towards the ceiling. Do your best to try to find a level back of the pelvis. You have the option here of either reaching through your heel bone or through your toes, whichever feels better or more stabilizing for you. But really you want to feel the sensation of reaching your leg bones away from your pelvis. To counter stabilize the lifting and reaching of your right leg, ground your left shin and foot into the floor. Again, 3 to 5 breaths here. And then we bring it in. And then we tuck the left toes, push them back, and inhale, lift them up. Again, noticing, I think I hiked a little bit there. If you hike a leg up to lift up. And breathe. So can you breathe into the back of your ribs while still keeping your baby gently drawn in, trying to protect your baby from hitting the floor. And then we bring it back. Good, now we're stepping it up a little bit. Again, you can give yourself a little wrist break. And then we come back onto all fours. And then we're gonna take the right leg, the left arm, reach them away, touching the floor. And with an inhale, and that's an important piece, inhale to float them up. Notice if you dump into your low back, so find the gentle lift of the bottom ribs. Feel like you can equally reach your left arm, your right leg away from each other. Breathe, again, 3 to 5 breaths. And then we bring it back in. Other side, right hand, left foot, push them away. Inhale them up. Breathe. Check in with your left elbow that it's not hyperextended, locked out. Yep, ground through your right shin to help support the counterbalance of your lifted left leg. And bring it back in. And reach your hips back. Stretch. Good, bring it all the way back up. Last little bit, this is an optional additional little challenge. You don't have to do it. You can do the same thing we just did a second ago. But left arm, right leg, reach them, lift them. And on an exhale, we round in. Bring your elbow to your knee together. With an inhale, take your time, reach the arm and the leg away. And then exhale, pull it in. Inhale, and the big thing here is don't do these fast. It's actually way more productive to do them slow. And you'll notice as your baby bump gets bigger, your range might be different, that's fine. They might not touch, they might just be in line, and that's okay. One more. And exhale. Inhale, find your reach, and then land it down. Level, stabilize the shoulders again. Right hand, left leg, reach it away. Inhale up. Good, find the reach. And then we exhale to pull in. Active exhale through the mouth. Inhale, reach long. Back of the head in line with the back of the ribs. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, reach it away. Exhale, round it in. And reach it away. And lower it down. Little stretch here. Breathe. And then gently pushing your way back up. So now we're going to go a little side lying. So from here, come lying on your side. If you're on a yoga mat, I always tell my students, toes to the front edge, hips to the back edge, so you're in a slight piking at the pelvis. Your head can rest in your upper inner arm, or you can even get a block if you have one as a pillow. So from here, reach your legs away and tip your heels up so you're balancing on your baby bottom toe. So for me right now, that's my left toe. Keep the reach of the legs. Your top arm can either rest hand to waistline or as a counterbalance right in front of you. And then all we're gonna do is inhale, lift the leg to hip height. So it's not a huge range. Exhale to slowly lower. Again, the key here is going slow and with the breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, Exhale down. Keep both legs actively reaching away from your pelvis as you do this. Yeah, that's going to just keep a little traction for your low back. And you can do 6 to 10 of these. And that's 6 for me. And then we're going to stop with your leg at hip height. Point your toes away on the top leg, keeping the pelvis stacked and stable. Small, slow circles. Again, 6 to 10. I'm just going to do 6 today for time purposes. 2, 3, 4, and think of your baby bump. 5, 6, pause, and you're going to reverse. Draw your baby in just enough so you feel supported in your mid and low back. It's not the hardest hug you could have for your baby, but you don't want your baby just kind of pulling you forward. And then we reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the leg down. Good. Now I'm going to have you draw your heels back so your heels are in line right with the front of the pelvis. If you have a block on your head, I'm going to have you move the block away. Rest your head on your upper inner arm. Rest your top arm either on your side body if you're feeling really wobbly in front of you. And we're just going to side lie for a second. Now I want you to feel like you're reaching your heels away from your pelvis. You're reaching your top arm away from your head, and breathe. So just trying to find a little balancing tone both internally and externally through our side body. And again, taking 3 to 5 breaths here is kind of what I aim for. To transition, bend your knees forward, gently push yourself up, swing your legs around and onto the other side we go. Toes to the front edge, hips to the back edge, tip your heels up, reach your legs long. Good. Rest your arm either on your side body, waistline, or in front of you. And then we lift up for 6. Again, going nice and slow. Even pacing in both directions. Oh, I can see here my little one's home. Good. 3 and 2 and 1. Keep the leg hip height. Now point the toes. Really reach both legs away. Small, slow circles for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We reverse it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stack your legs, drag your heels back so the ankles are in line with the front of the pelvis. Reach your top arm away. Oh, I didn't measure out quite enough. Good. And then just balance and breathe. Again, drawing your baby bump in just enough to create some support for the back body. Yeah, and just slow down for a second. Yep, just slowing it down for a minute. Good. And then last but not least, bend your knees, bring yourself gently up. We're going to go line on our back. If you're at a point or at any point in your pregnancy, if lying flat on your back does not work for you, a little towel roll or folded towel can work pretty well just to give you a little bit of elevation, and that will work for this next little series. So I'm just going to take my yoga blanket as an example, and I'm going to bring it. So really just want to kind of create a little support here. Good, and it does not need to be very high. And we're going to do some dead bugs, and we're actually just going to do kind of the beginning stages. So part 1, lift your legs to tabletop. So tabletop is knees over hips, heels in line with knees. Good, reach your arms up. Good. And now I want you to bring your heels together, open your knees out, open your arms out like you're hugging a 100-year-old tree. And breathe. And just notice the work it takes to hold your arms and your legs right here. Good. Now you can stay here and just keep breathing. That may be enough work for you here. Or we add little arm reaches and little leg reaches. So with a slow inhale, we reach the arm overhead, maintaining the shape of the elbow, moving from the shoulder socket. Exhale, bring the arm back up. Inhale, float the left arm back. Try not to lose the shape or the stability of our spine. And back. Good. And then we take the legs. Inhale the right leg away, going only to where you feel like you're on that edge of losing your stability, but you still have it. Exhale, bring it back. And then left leg, gently reach it away. And then slowly bringing it back. Good. And at the end, grabbing your knees, hugging your legs in. Now you can repeat that, again, 3 or more times. 3 is kind of my baseline. Yep. And then gently rolling to the side to come up. Yeah. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hope it gets your heart going a little bit, gets your brain engaged a little bit with your body. Ladies with babies growing in bellies, hope this gets you guys moving as well today, because I know there's not a ton out there right now. So stay tuned. I've got more coming your way. And even if you're not pregnant, this is all still good work for everybody out there, just to keep you moving. So till next time, take care. Bye.